you ready?
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, the one God to whom all holy praises are due forever. Whether we say God, whether we say Allah, Jah, Jehovah, whatever the language that we use to describe the Creator of the heavens and the earth, I bear witness that there is but one God, and I bear witness that Muhammad is his messenger. I greet all of you in the greeting words of peace. We say it in Arabic, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, sir.
For those persons who may not know what those words mean, they simply mean, when translated from the Arabic to the English, peace be unto you. And that is the spirit in which we attend Hyde Park Speaker's Corner this morning. Now, we have a very brief message that we would like to share with you, and at the end of what we have to say, we would very much welcome your questions if you have some. We know that there is a tradition in this place where there is really disorder and chaos, where the various people come out to listen to the many and various speakers. There is much heckling and abuse exchanged between one another, and oftentimes everything degenerates into foolishness and mirth and merrymaking. But we who are members of the Nation of Islam, following the teachings of the Honourable Elijah Muhammad and the guidance and leadership of the Honourable Minister Louis Farrakhan, do not come to Hyde Park to play. We don't come out because we haven't anything better to do. Many of you seeing us, we may be a spectacle, something to look at, something unusual, different, and you think it's, more fun and games. Well, we're here to tell you that we're not here for fun and games. We're here to try to afford you an opportunity to save many of your lives. You may think that this is a joke. You may think that it's a time to continue to mock that which you don't understand, but we're warning you today that it's not that kind of day. As we approach the 21st century, the human family is very ignorant. Most people, 85% of the human family, whether they be black or white, male or female, English or otherwise, are ignorant to the reality of what's taking place on the earth.
That's right.
And the time and what must be done.
That's right.
And so we're here to try to facilitate and to help the human family to appreciate that we're living in a time of change, and that the one constant in life is change. And if we are unable to change, then we perish. Our subject today is Remembrance Sunday. I believe that's what they call today, Remembrance Sunday.
Come on.
And today you will find that the totality of this nation is focused on remembering their heroes and those who sacrificed their lives in the past for this country in various theaters of war, from Flanders to Dunkirk to Passchendaele to Vietnam to Korea to the Crimea to the Suez, and all of these campaigns that soldiers from this nation embarked upon. My brother says the Falklands and so many others, because England is a warrior nation.
That's right. All the way.
This is a nation which has a history written in blood. This is a nation that went out from these shores and conquered 2/3 of the known world.
That's right. That's what they did.
And boasted that the sun would never set on the British Empire.
Teach, Muhammad, teach.
They were imperialists, and they were a people who were determined to go out from these shores and subjugate and conquer other nations, and were very successful in such endeavor.
That's right.
So today they desire to honor and to respect and to remember their dead their ancestors, their heroes, and you notice I say their. I didn't say our.
That's right. Break it down.
Because it wasn't our people.
That's right.
Many of the people that they were subjecting their might to were my people.
That's right.
But nevertheless, this is Remembrance Sunday. I thought we should have a look at the word remember. We have a prefix of re. Re is a term attached to a word that really means to remind. It means retrospective or retro, to return, to go back, to look again. Re is that which is talking about going back. My brother says rewind. And then you have attached to that, it's like a compound word, you have member. Remember.
Good teaching, Muhammad.
And so the British people are desirous of going back and looking at those members of their family, of their society who have passed on. Looking at those members of the nation called Great Britain, looking at their deeds, looking at their exploits, looking at their successes, their victories, their losses, and their pain, and reminding and remembering these things in order to help them in the present day. Why do you remember?
Why?
Go ahead.
What is the purpose of memory? Why should we remember? Without memory, as human beings, we're in big trouble. If you couldn't remember your birthday, it wouldn't be very helpful to you. If you couldn't remember your collar size or your shoe size and remember these very basic things, it would be very embarrassing almost every day of your life when you're required to buy something new, to communicate with other people. Somebody says, how old are you? When were you born? I mean, very basic things. Memory affords you forward motion. It allows you to move forward very rapidly if you have a concise memory of who you are, your history, and the reality of the dimensions of your life. Memory is very important. And the British people are having a Remembrance Sunday. Why? Because they wish to remember. And why remember? Because if you forget history, then history can repeat itself and you would not be informed of what went before. So you might think that which is taking place today is new, whereas if you had a proper memory of history, you would know that there is nothing new under the sun.
Teach, Muhammad, teach.
So says your Bible. And that history repeats itself. Jewish people remind the world on a very constant basis. There is not a day that goes by, not a week or a month that goes by, without the Jews of the world reminding the world of the Holocaust.
That's right, that's what they do.
Almost every time I put my TV on, I hear something of the Holocaust, or I see something of the Holocaust. I mean, every day, without fail, I can guarantee you.
That's right.
In print media and electronic media, you will always be reminded of the Holocaust. And keep an eye on the word reminded. They will return you and fill your mind with something of history. And if you ask the Jews, why do you do this? They will say to you, lest we forget. They don't want the world to forget what happened to them.
That's right.
Why?
That's right.
Because they say, if the world forgets, then they may rise up again another Hitler. But while we remember, if we recognize a Hitler coming, then we can put a stop to a Hitler.
Milosevic.
But if we forget that there was a Hitler, then Hitler can rise again via surreptitious means,
That's right.
and Hitler could once again perpetrate that type of evil on the Jewish people that was done before.
That's right, Muhammad.
Come on.
Our divine leader, teacher, and guide,
Talk about the man.
Come on.
Break it down.
the
Muhammad.
Honourable Elijah Muhammad,
That's
teaches
right.
us
Teach.
that history is best qualified to reward your research. History of all of the subjects that you can learn. History is the key one for your success
That's
in the modern time.
That's right. That's right.
Those who know not history are in big trouble.
Doomed.
You must know history in order to be successful today. So here we are on Remembrance Sunday, and you will see many people, they wear the red poppy, and they are very prideful, full of pride when they recall the great exploits of their fallen warriors. You know, sometimes as black people, we hear about a wonderful lost era in this country and in the Western Hemisphere when we hear Caucasian people talk about those good old days. The good old days, when they could leave their front door open. All of you have heard that. There was a time when, you know, there was proper neighborhoods and we could leave our front doors open, and, you know, we didn't have to worry about muggers. Didn't have to worry about these types of things. There was a good society. But you see, what you call the good old days were the bad old days for black people.
That's right, Muhammad. That's right.
Because while your front doors were open to your neighbor,
Empire.
we were not your neighbor.
Subjugated.
We were your slaves.
Teach, Muhammad. Teach.
Or we were your servants. Or we were there to be used and abused by those good old Caucasian people
Remembrance Day.
who were having their good old days.
Remind them, Muhammad. Remind them, Muhammad.
And so, while you remember the good old days, while you remember these wonderful exploits and times of past, we as black people, we wish to remember also.
That's right. That's right. Remembrance.
Remember.
Go back in time.
You know, there's another word similar to that word. It's called dismember.
Come on. Yeah.
You have the prefix dis. Dis, which is to destruct, destroy, discredit, discard. This means to remove from,
That's right.
to detach, to pull away,
Remember.
to put distance between.
Teach, Muhammad. Teach.
My brother says to destroy. Dismember. Black people dismembered from Africa.
That's right, Muhammad. Remind them, Muhammad.
55.
Dismembered from our family.
Sir.
Dismembered from our language.
Nature.
We only speak English today. Dismembered from our culture. Dismembered from our God.
Come on, sir.
Dismembered from our religion. Dismembered from knowledge.
That's right, Muhammad.
We were not allowed to read for over 400 years.
Right.
Dismembered from wisdom.
Come on, sir.
We were not allowed to grow up and become wise men and women
That's right, Muhammad.
that could then pass on our wisdom to our children.
That's right.
Right.
Dismembered from understanding. Listen to the word. To understand.
Teach, sir. Teach.
That which is underneath your standing. That which is your foundation. We were not allowed to understand, to have a firm root and foundation to ourselves.
Day. Remembrance.
No understanding. So you could come and teach us foolishness.
Remembrance. That's right,
And
Muhammad.
on the basis that we were a people lacking in understanding, we accepted all of your foolishness.
Remembrance.
Anything you taught us, we accepted it as the truth. Because we were dismembered. While you remember.
Remembrance.
Because while you were enslaving us, destroying us, doing all of these things to my people,
Remind them,
you were
Muhammad.
always remembering your ancestors and your greats.
That's right.
They are now talking in this day on Remembrance Sunday. I believe it's the 14th. The 14th of October, is it? November? I'm losing track of time.
13th.
No, it's not the 13th, it's the 14th. As we approach 1999, just a few footsteps away from the 21st century. And they are speaking now of 2,000 years of unbroken history in this country.
Come on.
They are speaking now of 2,000 years of their history, which they are proud of.
Proud.
But as black people,
Bloodshedders.
we can't talk about 100 years of unbroken history. We have no such history. Many black people don't know their grandparents.
That's right. Don't know.
These are things that many of you Caucasians, you take for granted. You can go around to your nanny on a Sunday. You can go around to Nan's. You can go and see your grandfather, your grandmother, your great-grandfather, your great-grandmother. You can go and see these people and have lunch with them. But for many of our people,
Come on.
there's no such thing. And if they exist, they're in the Caribbean somewhere. Or they're in North America, or in Africa, or in some other part of the world. And we are separated by great distances.
That's right.
Because we've been dismembered.
That's right. Come on, sir. Come on.
Disallowed to be a member of our own family.
Think about it now. Think about it.
And your system is so evil
Wicked.
and wicked and insipid that you have a situation on the planet where Australia, I think, how many hours away is it?
Yeah, a couple of hours away.
24 hours.
A couple of hundred.
24 hours flying time away.
Just
But you can go to Australia as a Caucasian, because it's mainly Caucasians who are flying into Australia,
Come on.
since it was robbed from the Aborigine
That's
people.
right, robbed.
Come on, sir.
But you can go down there very cheaply,
Very cheap.
but you find when you want to go to the Caribbean, it's very expensive.
Very
Only 8 hours
expensive.
away. Only 8 hours.
Very expensive to make some very short flights to the world of the black people.
Come on.
Specifically designed to prevent black people from hooking up with their family members in different parts of the world.
This is the greater family.
Oh yeah, you should do a little study of it and you will see that what I'm saying is the truth.
That's
Check it out
right.
for yourself.
You should look at the disparity in the prices
That's right.
for visiting Europe and for visiting those places where black people and their families reside.
Come on.
It is disproportionate and it's criminal. And so you are remembering on this Sunday.
That's right.
Well, we want to remind you of something.
That's right. Remind them, Muhammad.
See, because our family members are missing, and you have dismembered our head from our body.
Come on, sir. Come on.
As a black man, we've been castrated. You know, some of you I see you shaking your head and
Smirking and laughing.
smirking and all kinds of stuff. You know, first of all, we are not forcing you to stand here.
That's right.
But don't be ignorant.
Your prerogative. You can listen or you can go about your business.
Go away.
See, Who cares to listen? That's all it is. You know, at the end of the day, all we're going to do is give the warning.
That's right.
You can take it or leave it alone.
That's right.
But I'll say this to you. We didn't come out here today to lie to you.
Conjecture.
We didn't come out here today to tell you no falsehood.
Come on.
We came out here today to deal with your falsehood.
That's right, Muhammad.
And now to put the truth to the lie. So don't think that we ain't got nothing better to do than to come out here now and perpetrate more lies in order to massage our ego or to make you feel bad. No, we're a little bit more mature than that today.
That's right.
The black man is growing up today.
That's right.
So we're here to offer you a chance.
Chance.
Because you don't appreciate that we are your last chance.
Last chance.
You are looking at mercy when you're looking at the
Mercy.
black man standing before you today in this uniform. This uniform represents mercy to you,
Mercy.
whether you know it or not. And you can laugh, you can mock, but tomorrow we'll be laughing.
That's right, Muhammad.
Because he who laughs last, laughs longest. And watch and see what's coming on your world today.
That's right.
On your Remembrance Sunday.
Remembrance.
Yeah.
You need to remember what you have forgotten, many of you.
Don't even know some of you.
As my brother said, some of you don't even know. You didn't even know in the first place.
That's right.
You just took it for granted.
Yeah.
That's right.
That you got all of these black people. Some of you say Negroes.
Colored.
Coons.
You got these nignogs in and amongst you. You got these darkies.
Coloured.
You got these colored people. Yeah, some of you religious
Swine.
liars and hypocrites refer to us as Kafir.
That's right.
Yeah, we know your language.
Yeah.
We know what you call us. Some of you refer to us like that.
That's right.
And we're called all manner of despicable names.
Come on.
Why do you call us these names? Why do you treat black people like this? What did we ever do to you? Let us remember the truth of the history.
Come on, sir. Come on.
Because we never came and attacked you.
Never.
We never did nothing to you. But you came among us
Come on.
and dismembered us and destroyed us. That is the reality. And that's why we want you to understand that now when you see us standing up in a circle,
Come on.
and some of you are resentful of the circle,
Being square.
and you want to know, well, why can't a Caucasian person be a member of this circle? Because
You dismember it.
this is a membership now.
Come on.
Exclusive.
And what kind of membership is it?
That's right.
You dismembered us, now we are remembering.
That's right,
Come on.
Muhammad.
Coming back now, joining back onto one another. So this is an exclusive club. This is an exclusive society.
That's right.
This is an exclusive community that is remembering, joining back on. We are becoming family again.
That's right, Muhammad. That's
You're
right.
looking at a family of black people here.
That's right, Muhammad.
We are
Remember.
brothers.
Remembrance.
That's the language that we use. Brothers. And this brotherhood,
Brotherhood.
we don't apologize for not allowing other people to join us as a member.
apology. No apology.
No apology.
What do you want to join us for?
What do you want?
Are you one of the brothers?
Or you dismember.
Are you one of the sisters? Or if we go back into history, were you one of those who dismembered?
Come on.
Was it your ancestors that destroyed the brotherhood in the first place?
That's
That's
right.
right.
You know, when you go to Egypt, it's not even called Egypt,
Kemet. Call it by its name.
it's Kemet.
That's right.
What does Kemet mean? The land of the blacks.
Black man's
For
land.
those of you who still got delusions of grandeur
Grandeur.
with Elizabeth Taylor and
Charlton Heston.
No, Charlton Heston, Richard Burton, and these people. Those of you who are so desirous
Come on. Come
of
on.
seeing a Caucasian face over Egypt, you can forget that.
Claiming our history.
Black people
Black man history.
in Kemet.
Kemet.
And when you go down there and you see the great Akhenaten,
That's right.
when you see the great Tutankhamun,
Black
when you
race.
go down there and you see the great Imhotep, when you go down there and you see the great Ramesses, and when you see them sitting down on posts,
Majesty.
sitting in a majestic way with an upright posture,
Listen, Mason.
black men with black faces
That's right.
and great kingly headdresses,
That's right, Muhammad. Teach.
and all of them in a brotherhood. And above the great temples, the legend, man, know thyself. Written by the black man of old. Written by the ancient gods and kings of the earth. And then you see the great lion. A lion's body with a black man's head sitting in the desert called the Sphinx.
Sign. Not even
And that is a sign that we left there for you, that there's a lion asleep in Judah. And the lion, whether you appreciate it or not, he is awoken today.
That's right. Fully awake.
See, England, there is no indigenous lion here.
That's right. None.
But if you go down to Trafalgar Square, you see 4 lions pointing in 4 directions.
Traveling man, come on.
If you look on the currency, you see a lion. If you look on the gates of the Royal Park, you see the lion.
Right over left. Come on.
The lion is awoken today. But it's not you, Britain. It's the black man in your midst who is looking now at the 4 corners of the earth.
That's right.
And is about to take back power from the 4 corners of the earth.
Remembrance.
We're talking on Remembrance Sunday.
Remembrance.
We're going to be finishing very shortly so you can ask your questions. But we want you to remember that even though you may be celebrating today, feeling very good about your history, feeling that you come through great trials and tribulations, and looking forward to the new millennium.
The millennium.
And your tremendous party that you're going to have in the dome. The biggest beer tent ever constructed. Well,
Not many people want to go to.
we're warning you, it's not going to be that kind of party.
No, sir.
Some of you don't appreciate the time.
That's right. Asleep.
See, while we were suffering from collective amnesia, while we didn't remember, then you could party on
Party on.
and everything would be normal.
Okay.
The status quo would remain in place. But we have woken up and we are now remembering ourselves. We are coming back to ourselves. And I want to remind you that while you remember, we're also remembering.
That's right.
And what is it that we remember? What is it that we remember?
That's right.
You see, we remember the greats of the world of black people.
That's right, Muhammad.
We remember our heroes. We remember all of those who stood up on behalf of us
That's right,
and
Muhammad.
who were cut down by your people
Garvey.
in order to stop the rise of a black Messiah.
Malcolm. Teach. Remind them.
Gay Edgar Hoover. Did you hear what I said? I didn't say J. Edgar Hoover, I said Gay Edgar Hoover.
Thatcher and Cole.
Gay Edgar Hoover, who was dressed in women's clothing while he was the head of the FBI.
Callahan and Cole.
He wrote in a memo, we must stop the rise of a black Messiah.
Too late, Hoover.
What is it that the American government and the FBI, what is it that they know about black people and scripture, that they would use scriptural language that we must stop the rise of a black Messiah?
MI5 and Cole.
There's a movie coming on the TV, I think it may even be tonight,
Yes, sir.
Deep Impact. And in Deep Impact, you refer to the Messiah.
The Messiah.
And in Deep Impact, you have a black president. There's tremendous science in this.
Yes, coming soon.
And you, some of you are laughing, and you don't understand that you're laughing at yourself.
That's right.
The Holy Quran says you mock yourself, because you cannot mock Allah. You cannot mock God. But I'm saying that we want you to know that we remember our greats. We remember Steve Biko.
That's right. Steve Biko.
See, Biko, he had aspirations for the liberation of his people.
That's right. But you chopped him down.
But he was murdered by the racist regime in South Africa. Backed up by Britain. Backed up by America. Backed up by Israel. Oh, you all thought that we thought you didn't have nothing to do with it. No, we know that you were involved.
That's right.
We know that you were a party to it.
That's right. Israel always
J. Edgar
South
Hoover.
Africa and the UN. Always.
And the counterintelligence program said that they must stop the rise of a black messiah. And so they were looking in Africa. They were looking in North America. They were looking in the Caribbean. And wherever a black man would raise his head
Knowledge.
with any knowledge, wisdom or understanding that would allow black people to go free, he was eliminated.
Remembrance.
Oh yeah.
Teach, Muhammad.
The other day you eliminated Maurice Bishop. Oh, you didn't think we knew it was you? Yeah, we know it was you. The other day you eliminated Samora Machel. Yeah, we know you did it. We know you shot his plane down.
That's right.
You got blood on your hands.
You killed Patrice Lumumba. Yes, you did.
That's right, they did.
You killed all of those revolutionaries that stood up on the island of Jamaica.
That's right. Bongo.
You killed Kojo. Yeah.
Yeah.
You killed those who rose up on the island of Haiti.
Remember that.
Toussaint Louverture.
That's right.
Toussaint, he believed in the French government. He thought that they would do justice. And they invited Toussaint to Paris.
They showed their hand.
And he went to Paris. After beating the backside of the French, the British and the Spanish in the Caribbean. And he was victorious as a warrior, a slave warrior, against all of the might and armaments of Napoleon and the rest of the boys. And Toussaint came to discuss and to sue for peace. And you put Toussaint in your deepest dungeon, tortured him and starved him to death. He was one of our greats.
That's right. Toussaint. Remember.
You killed Martin Luther King.
That's right. Remember.
Martin Luther King, the black man who said that he had a dream. That one day little black boys and little black girls would walk holding hands. What was so radical about that? What was so revolutionary about that?
That's right.
What was so terrible about that? That's what many of you are now spouting.
That's right.
Talking about, oh, surely we're all the same now.
We all get on.
Can't we all just get along together?
Muhammad, teach.
Now you want to point the finger at the nation of Islam and call us racist and separatists. But when Martin was asking you
Remembrance.
to let's hold hands, let's be brothers and sisters.
Teach.
No, you conspired against him and then had him killed.
That's right.
That's what you did to Martin.
Wallace the other day in Scotland.
Malcolm stood up.
Come on.
And Malcolm said an eye for an eye.
That's right.
And a tooth for a tooth. And a life for a life. and you cut Malcolm down,
Right. You did.
paying some little cheap punks in the black community.
William Wallace.
Because you could always find some Uncle Toms and some sellouts among us, because you destroyed our memory.
That's right.
You destroyed our memory of how beautiful and great a people we once were.
That's right. Wallace
So you
great.
can buy some of us for 30 pieces of silver. But if we had a knowledge of ourselves, we would take your silver and throw it in your face. Because you can't buy a real black man. And I point out to you today the real black man on the planet. His name is Farrakhan.
That's right.
The Honourable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
Muhammad, teach.
And we warn the governments of the West, hands off Farrakhan.
Hands off.
You have never seen black men angry until you put your hands on Farrakhan. You have never fought us in any theatre of war. But if you want to see the black man go to war, touch Farrakhan.
You remind Hannibal back.
Keep
to
your
life.
hands off that one, because that's the last one you would touch. I remind you, because you all think you're so superior. We outnumber you on the planet 11 to 1.
That's right.
Ethnic minority.
You are the ethnic minority, Caucasian.
That's right.
You're a very small minority of people on our planet.
That's right, Muhammad. Teach.
You're a really small group of people.
Very small.
But because you put yourself on television all over the place, put yourself in the print media all over the place, people think that you're so numerous. All you got to do is look around this park. Look at all the black and brown and yellow faces you see.
That's right.
And some of you thought you were living in England.
Yeah.
No, you're living in the new reality of the 21st century.
That's right.
Did you know that in the future England is going to be brown?
Yeah. What do you do?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't know?
That's right, Muhammad.
Don't you see the Asian people buying up everything?
Come on.
Yes. The Asian people are brothers and sisters.
That's right.
That's our family.
That's right.
Some of them don't know it.
Chinese don't know it.
The Chinese are our family.
That's right.
The Japanese are our family.
That's right. Teach, Muhammad. Teach.
And the Chinese and the Japanese, they have a very good memory.
That's right. They remember.
They're not like us, who are destroyed. We're just waking up. But the Chinese, the Japanese, they remember.
They remember.
The Chinese remember
That's right.
the Opium War.
That's right. They haven't forgotten.
They remember how you destroyed a whole nation
That's
with
right.
drugs. And today the Chinese will give you back what you gave them
That's
yesterday.
right.
Oh yeah.
Technology.
Hong Kong was one of the main ports for drug
That's
importation
right.
into the West.
HSBC Bank.
Oh yes.
Hong Kong and Shanghai
The
Bank.
Japanese remember Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Oh, you thought they forgot? No, no, no. As you have done,
So shall it.
so shall it be done.
Teach, Muhammad.
It is a law.
The law. Universal law.
You will not escape
You can't escape.
the reality of what your foreparents did. They flew a plane over Japan. They dropped a bomb.
That boy and little
They
boy.
witnessed the bomb
Come on.
kill hundreds of thousands in one foul swoop.
And you want treaty?
And they photographed it.
Yeah.
And they looked at it and analyzed it and said, wow, it works. Let's do it again.
Think of that.
And you want test ban treaty?
What kind of a mentality?
Record devil. Yes.
The Japanese don't forget.
Don't forget.
The Chinese don't forget.
Vietnamese don't.
The Asian people don't forget.
That's right.
The Vietnamese don't forget.
Indonesians.
They said of Vietnam, we're gonna bomb you back into the Stone Age. And big, giant bully boy Goliath America
Come on.
Got
picked on little Vietnam,
Got
a little strip of land,
Yeah.
and they pounded Vietnam and the Vietnamese people.
pounded.
And they couldn't believe, after all of their destructive power was unleashed
They came out of
for
the hole.
9 relentless years. The Vietnamese built underground cities.
Go ahead.
They still had their babies. They still had classrooms underground,
That's right.
teaching their people.
Remembrance.
The women would have a rifle on their back while they were out in the rice paddies making food for their families.
Remembrance. Teach.
And they remember to this day
That's right.
what you did, America, what you did, England,
That's
what
right.
you did, France,
That's right.
because all of you were involved
All
in
of
Vietnam.
Go ahead, mountain man.
We remember
That's right.
our greats and our ancestors.
Ethiopia.
We remember what you did
Napalm bomb.
in Africa.
That's right.
Remember that.
We remember what you did just the other day to one of our brothers, Andrew Young,
That's right. Just the other day.
when he was sat down from his post because he dared to speak well of Palestine.